Hello dear chess lovers and chess experts. The 10th day of the Linares Super Tournament was full of fighting and unpredictable. It's enough to say that Wang Yu and Timur Rajabov, who were tied for the last place until today, had their first wins. And in the other games of the round, battle went full on. With only 4 rounds remaining, Alexander Grishuk is still leading with 6.5 out of 10 points, a full point ahead of the closest so-to-say chaser. The game of the leader Alexander Grishuk versus Vasily Ivanchuk was very nervous and pressure-filled. In the main variation of the Russian game, White used quite an interesting novelty. G4, which was already checked in practice in the game Yakovenko against Friedman during the Dresden Olympiad in 2008. The animated battle of the pieces in the later followed mutual zeitnot. The evaluation of the position was flip-flopping between the sides. When the time control was passed, we saw that the position was almost equal, and to the pleasure of most fans of the two sides, the opponents agreed to a draw. The main surprise of the day was the win of the Chinese Grandmaster Wang Yu against one of the favorites of the tournament, Magnus Carlsen. In the well-known variation of the Slavic defense, White used an interesting novelty. Rook c2, planning the maneuver bishop c1, bishop b2, after which we saw an interesting and equal battle. The first critical moment happened on move 26, when Carlsen played rook e1 and got the answer queen h2 check, king f1, queen h1 check, king e2, queen takes g2 with a big advantage for black. During the opponent's zeitnot, he played somewhat lightly, didn't win in a single move, and gave him new chances. In this position, instead of queen d7 with a good chance for a draw, followed queen d6. Later, the representative from China confidently pushed the advantage for the win. The world champion Vishy Anand can't get out of the drawing swamp. In his game against Lenier Dominguez, we saw the Hungarian variation of the Grunfeld defense. The Cuban was first to use a novelty. Knight g4. The later actions of the opponents were very qualitative. The only moment where Anand constructed his game was on move 25. Here, instead of queen d5, he should have played the subtle king g1, so to say untying the pawn f3. But queen d5 followed, and as a result of trades, the equal rook ending ended in peace. Another game that ended with the result was Rajabov-Aronian. In the past tournaments, the Azerbaijani Grandmaster couldn't come up with serious problems for Aronian as white, and today Timur replayed a seemingly unhurried position of the ready debut and got a small advantage, but Aronian's mistakes gave reasons for combination blows. In this position, we saw the effective bishop takes h1, knight c5, knight takes c5, queen takes d6, knight d7, queen takes h6, knight takes b6, a takes b6, queen takes b6. In the result of the forced combination, White won a pawn. The Armenian Grandmaster didn't use all of his chances for defense. For example, and in move 30, instead of king h7 right here, it was a good idea to move e4 with chances for a draw. Rajabov showed great technique and realized the extra pawn in the rook ending. After the 10th round, the participants are as follows. Grishuk has 6.5 points. Ivanchuk has 5.5 points. Anand, Aronian, and Carlsen each have 5 points. Rajabov and Wang Yu each have 4.5 points. Dominguez has 4 points. Sergei Shipov, Vasily Lebedev, Alexander Sayapin, and Ildar Ganayev worked for you during this round. We'll be waiting for beautiful play at the end of the tournament. Thank you very much for your attention, and we'll see you soon again after the next round.